This is the Oakwyn Podcast, featuring Morgan Brown and Michael Yu.
Welcome to the Oakwyn Podcast, guys. I am one of your hosts, Michael Yu.
And I'm Morgan Brown.
And I'm the Podfather.
This is an intense show, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Why?
This is get to know us.
Yeah, this is
show.
get to know us a little bit better. We've just been through, then we'll be honest with you, we've been through a long day of podcasting. So we're going to have a funsy one.
I
So
bet
yeah.
we had a beer.
I thought he was going to say we've gone through a long friendship and we need to get over this. It was like,
Yeah, this is our divorce episode.
we have known each other for almost 10 years.
Yeah,
oh,
I
more
know.
than 10 years.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
it is. And
even with this, we both have evolved a lot.
yeah,
Like, I
totally.
think that if I were to ask you these same questions, it'd be hard for me to answer what your answer would be every 3 years.
You know, I feel like some people, and this is going to be kind of mushy. I don't know if I should say it. But some people grow apart and some people grow together. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Morgan and I definitely,
Grow together,
yeah,
babe.
we're kind of like that money tree that has like intertwined like twigs.
Oh man, I'm gonna look at a money tree every day now and think that's me and
Right,
Mike.
yeah, we're like
wrapping around each
really,
other.
like, just wrapped in together. And so
Guess
like,
what?
and
That
it's-
money tree gets bigger and bigger.
The money tree is pretty nice right now. Go to oakwyn.com/join.
Please help us.
Yeah. Learn more about
grow,
Oakwyn,
grow,
go to-
grow. Right? No, I think it's also
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of choose, and I think you've done a really big shift. You've become a dad, a
Yeah,
super
totally.
dad. You've become
Well, yeah,
actually.
same as you.
I think it's like it's funny. It's like you not only become a dad. I think you've been focused on being a dad, but personally, as a friend, you've now become a parent.
Hmm.
And a parent is a whole nother game. It's like
Okay, how's it different from being a dad?
because I think a dad is more personal. It's more internal. It's like I want to, I want to be. There's like more of a purpose behind it.
Mhm.
But when you become a parent, your dime of like your I don't know how to explain this. Your vision of your life and your vision of your child's life
Mhm.
and the vision that you thought you had really changes because you
Mhm.
now are responsible for this human being.
Right.
Like I think a dad is more of a behavior habit thing.
Yeah, and then like parent is more like long term type of
Long-term.
like making good decisions for like for the whole family versus like a dad would be like let's have fun.
Well, everyone knows that like when you become a mother or a father, the first thing like right away when you become a parent, the first thing that comes into your mind is like, whoa. Like it's the first thing. It's like a shock. It's like not even like it's a good shock. It's
That's
a
like
positive
Joy
shock.
from Blossom. Do you remember
Whoa, whoa!
that? You remember that?
I love Blossom.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, we got beer here. We got beer.
Okay, we
Strange
got
fellows.
beer. All right.
What is
All
this?
right,
Okay,
all right.
is this the
Oh,
hoppy
okay.
golden? That
I'll just
this
take
is
anything.
the hazy pale ale vibes.
No, that's very like normal pale ale.
Okay, well, like we just got a smorgasbord by Brayden here. Is that hazy?
That's hazy right there.
I don't know which I want. I don't know which one I want.
Superflux right now. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm very disappointed right now.
You want hazy? Probably have a.
I hope this is the one I like.
Yeah, if you don't like, you sip it. You sip it. If you don't like it, I'll drink it. And
Yeah,
then-
so Sean always orders me
Yeah.
2 beers and then
Yeah.
he just like waits. It's true.
Okay, you sip it.
brilliant.
If you don't like that, then I'll just take the other one. I'll just take that one, and you like it?
I love beer.
You like it?
No,
Like
I
that one?
love beer. It's
Huh?
like I told you this.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
like
Do
a
you like
b-
that
yeah,
one?
I love this one.
Okay, I need to.
Thank you, Mike.
I need to kill
I feel
the-
like I have
I'm
like
gonna kill the end.
I was just up in a Soyuz. I drank
Cheers,
so much
guys.
wine.
Cheers. Cheers.
And all I
cheers,
wanted was a
cheers,
beer.
Brayden.
That's all I wanted.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to do that.
ASMR. This is very high intellect, this podcast. But we're going to just get to know each other better. We're just going to ask some. It was funny. I think I just Googled like deep questions to ask on a date or something like that. Or like, just deep questions to ask to get to know someone better.
Should I just go for it and just ask one and
Yeah,
let's
ask
go
one
for
and
it?
then we'll go in a round.
Okay, here we go. Let's not make them a lengthy one because these are all really good. So I would like to hear more than
Sure.
4.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow, how would you spend today?
Ooh, these are hard to answer slow. These are quick. Okay.
You go.
He's gonna die
Tomorrow.
Are you guys
That's
kidding me?
So
Like Homer
okay, what we'll do-
Simpson, like
what we'll do
puffer
is
fish
we'll go clockwise, and then we'll start with Brayden going first, then we'll like so that it's fair. Yeah. So Brayden, you're first.
okay.
Last day on Earth.
Well, I would probably I'd probably drain my bank account. I would go buy a really nice bottle of Mitcher's Sour Mash whiskey, or maybe even the 10-year.
Wow.
I mean,
Well, you've maybe thought about this.
I don't know. I would probably take my kids to the PNE and spend the day with them, and then have a wild night with my wife, and then
Wild night, baby.
and then drop some acid and see where I end up the next morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the acid part.
Yeah.
Mike and I said that we'd drop acid or do a bunch of LSD when we're like really old together.
Yeah.
So I'm banking on that.
Yeah, we are going to go on a drug vacation, which is
some microdose. in the cupboard
yeah. We're like, we're
Yeah.
gonna do it when we're really old
Yeah,
together
when we're
and be
really-
like, we
yeah.
have nothing to lose.
Exactly. We'll go on like an all-inclusive in Mexico and just like
Yeah,
shoot up
shoot
heroin.
up heroin.
You're like, this is it.
Why not? Why not?
1 day per drug.
Okay, what would you do?
Like honestly, I think I would.
What would you do?
I would spend. So I'd spend like I'd have like a party with all my favorite food and all my favorite
Ooh,
people.
That's cool.
Just my favorite people and favorite food, and I'd want to like, just spend time with my family and really, really near and dear friends. And I also want to tell off my enemies. So like, anyone that has pissed me off, they also get a chance to hear my mind. And then I would
awesome.
end the night with with Pri and So for sure, and then just have like just some intimate family time and just sail off into the sunset.
Yeah.
My death song, I've thought.
Oh
of this,
my gosh.
will be Somewhere Over the Rainbow by the Big E's.
That's literally
Yeah.
that's the best song in the
Yeah.
world because it's weird because mine's a Wonderful World and they mix together.
Oh, yes, they do.
That's so weird. Whoa,
Oh,
we're
okay,
so
okay,
creepy.
Okay, Morgan.
I actually don't know. The first thing that pops into mind is I think I just want to be with my husband. Like
Yeah.
I'm really in love with my husband, guys. I actually could cry thinking about it. I think I could probably just be in bed with my husband, like just looking at him and like in deepness. And then of course my children. I don't know if I do much. I think I just want to be with him and make sure he's okay and make sure he knows that I'm okay. And
Aw.
it's really lame.
Yeah, that's
But
cute,
that's
though.
and then probably like I mean, and definitely like my family and stuff. But I think I don't know. I think he's very important to me. So
Well, I've asked that question to Sean. He said he just do roller coasters all day.
So he'll be
if
with
I'd
me
asked
at the
this to
PNE.
Sean, he'd be so mad at me. If I asked this question to him,
Why?
because I don't think he would be able to deal with it. I don't think he would be like.
No, I
he's-
can find another wife. Like, really quickly.
if he
someone
well,
better,
guess
yeah.
what? I put it in the will that he get none of it. Guess what? My will says he doesn't get anything if he finds another wife.
Oh,
I'm just joking.
well
Okay,
then.
let's keep on going. Okay. Have you ever treated a person in a way that you regret?
Ooh. Okay, I guess I go first.
Yeah, you go 1st
Yeah,
Like you regret.
yeah. Growing up, and this is these
That
are
you
deep.
regret?
These are deep.
That's
I
a
regret
hard
how
one.
I treated my little brother Alex
What?
because I think that
Poor Alex.
because him and I were so close in age and stuff like that, and we're still like so close. Like
Yeah,
we're so
you guys
close.
are
We
so
hang out all the
close.
time. But growing up, like I don't think I treated him as well as he deserved, and I put him down, and I like.
Maybe
I-
insecure on your side.
I was insecure, and
Yeah.
I was, I was getting bullied, so I had to bully someone, and it's so like, as an outlet even. So like I wasn't like a big physical element, but yeah. So that's something that I regret, and like we have such an awesome relationship, and I am actually like even more astounded by what a great person he is because he's like
and what choices he's made.
yeah, and
Like,
he's
I'm really
forgiven
proud of
me,
him.
and he's just so awesome. and
Like
he's such
I
a
know
great
Alex.
guy. Yeah, and like, geez, and like I regret.
So
Yeah,
that would be your one person to regret. Yeah.
that would be my one person.
What about you?
No, you gotta go
Oh, yeah,
next because we'll go
clockwise.
clockwise. But
Yeah.
then, so you're first next one.
Yeah.
Do I? No.
You don't have to name them. You don't
No.
regret anything?
I don't regret treating people.
No one. No one.
No.
Oh, what?
Really?
I treat people really well.
Nobody.
And you always have?
I really have. I've had maybe like there was like a couple things of like, high school, like drama stuff, but I've never really hurt anybody. It's
Yeah.
not my intention ever to hurt anybody. It's just not my vibe. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, it's not like I don't want to. I would say maybe.
Okay, go on
Like
to the maybe.
maybe one of the people that like maybe my sister. It's like always like my sister.
Oh yeah, it's the
about
closest
maybe-
people you hurt the most, right?
Maybe my sister because she, it's less about how I regret treating her and more about what I've expected from her. And I've learned that over the years. I've always wanted more and more and more, and then it just didn't come up. But anyways, that's my regret is maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's fair
regret.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
So,
Yeah.
That's
so
kind of an
I- my
interesting
brother, your
question.
sis- Yeah, okay.
What are
Brayden.
you?
Yeah.
Me, okay, so when I was in, to be
Uh-oh.
honest, it's weird. When I was in elementary school, I've never really been much of a bully, but like, there's this kid in elementary school that was just really annoying. And I was probably like grade 5 or 6.
Right.
Oh,
and he
you're so
just-
young.
He had like kind of, I don't know, he had like weird looking eyes, and he was just really making me mad one day. Like, he tried to get under people's skin, and I just started kind of like teasing him about his eyes, and like, and he like tried to like be strong about it and whatnot, and then I just like teased him till he cried, and I
Oh,
remember feeling so bad about it, and like just this, like, I still remember this day, and like feeling so bad and thinking to myself like, I never want to feel like this again. And so I from that point on, I made a point of never really trying to never tease people about things that they can't control. I will absolutely tease somebody about being a jerk or about being selfish or something like that, but I just don't. I really, every single time I think about, if I'm gonna make fun of somebody about something, I have this thing in my head, my brain that says, is this something they can control or change? And if it's not, like, this is completely off limits, right? And so
I love that. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
very-
that's
yeah.
very good.
For
like,
a
I
10-year-old
still
to
think
kinda,
about
yeah,
that.
that's
This
crazy.
Yeah,
like,
isn't
yeah.
that amazing?
yeah.
Okay, maybe I regret one thing. One thing in high school, but whatever. But it was never like, I mean, she never got hurt.
You know, you made fun of me for me dancing
When?
a long time ago, and I haven't danced since.
You're lying.
You danced on this
I
podcast
danced
today.
on the podcast. I river danced today. That was the first time
Okay, let's go ask
in a
this.
long time.
What is one thing, this is a good one, that I have to think about this while I'm saying it. What is one thing that you wish people understood about you?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Okay, you have to go first, Morgan. You're up first. What's one thing you wish people understood about you?
That I have, some people might say like, I don't know, like that I'm like nice things and, that I, have a posh life and whatever. But I'm just trying my best. I'm just really trying my best. That's just like, I'm just I'm trying to, like, that's one thing I just wish people understood that, I'm definitely naturally like very a positive person, but every day I get up and I try my best. And sometimes whether it's like with a client or with agents or whatever it is, like, I just hope people understand that I try my best for everybody. I don't know how to explain that, but that's,
Yeah.
No, that's like, I
I
think
just really
people
try my
have-
best.
I think for you, people have this impression of you
Yeah.
because you're somewhat like larger than life, like in
Energy.
energy
Yes.
and so yeah, I know what you're trying to say exactly. Like
I know it's like kind of weird to say it,
yeah,
but I'm definitely, I'm trying my best for everybody. I really am. Every day I wake up and I I look at myself in the mirror and, people think I have this extreme confidence in myself, but I look at myself and I do everything what everyone else does. I kind of nitpick certain things and I change 6 times and and I push myself to go work out every day and, and I have 4 coffees a day to just keep myself going. Like I really try my best, but all those things I do like a normal person. And sometimes people think that it's just natural to me, but it is actually me just putting the energy into it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I guess I wish that like I was just talking to Mike about this, about how I got, my neck, I get neck issues and I've got like arthritis in my knees, and sometimes I just have to like, just because of I'm just physically worn down, and I just have to like just sit down or like lay down or something like that. And I feel like sometimes, people that know me, especially especially my wife, she kind of looks at me as like, oh, like, do you like, don't be so lazy, like you have to like, we're trying to clean up after dinner or something like that. And I'm like, I just need a minute, because I'm just physically like exhausted, and sometimes it's hard to like convey that without seeming like you're whining a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's, I guess, sometimes I'm in a little bit of pain, and give me a little break. That's kind of what I wish sometimes people
Yeah,
understood.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny how you only have one body, and it's like you have to kind of like, like what you're saying. It's like people don't realize that people think that they're equal in whatever they're doing. Like I've watched Mike literally hop around for 8 years. And sometimes I think to
Injured every
myself,
month.
does everyone know that he's in pain?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does everyone know he's like kind of in pain, but you're like happy about it? But like people don't see it because it's
You put on a front, and you like you
Yeah.
can, and if you're, especially if you're a
it's that
positive
front.
person,
That's a good point.
you like
yeah.
put this face on because you want to be portrayed as a positive person, but sometimes you don't feel like you look. But
Yeah.
Okay, what's yours?
This
This beer's very good.
the beer is awesome. Speaking about that front, I think we all have a persona, and an ego or persona, and I try to be a happy-go-lucky person, and similar to Morgan, her and I are so similar in a lot of different ways, and you think that things that I get said to me or whatever just kind of slide off my back, because I don't really like show an emotion right away, but I care so deeply. Like I care deeply about my friendships, my relationships. I care deeply about the company. I care deeply about being in each of my roles, being like as good as I possibly can be, and I care so much. But I think it doesn't seem like people are like,
Everyone looks like it looks like it's easy on you.
everyone's like it's
Yeah,
it's easy.
for sure.
For you,
For
it's
you,
easy
you're
for you
easy
to
for
talk
you.
about. And I'm like,
Yeah. That's what I noticed with people with you.
Yeah, because like it's kind of like, but I care so much, and like, but maybe I don't let it show that I do, because I feel like that's strategically like a way in which to like, so it's just that how much I care.
Isn't it
Like,
funny how we all it's all like a persona thing in a weird way?
Yeah, because you
'Cause
front,
it's like,
right?
it's a
You front
front.
with a persona, and then this is who you really are.
well, that's
Okay,
kind of what that question is about.
That's the
right?
question.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your biggest flaw?
Biggest flaw.
So
You're next.
Brayden's up. Yeah.
These are really good questions.
Yeah.
Whoa, this one's a good one. Next
Ooh.
one. Okay, what's your biggest flaw?
Morgan's already looking for it. Don't let Morgan have a computer.
My biggest flaw, I would
This one
say,
can be short. Yeah.
probably that I just don't. I guess I don't take care of myself well. Like I don't sleep enough.
Oh my
I
God,
just,
Brayden.
like, I don't know.
Go to bed.
I know. I don't know what it is. I just like, I know the things. Here's what it is. I know the things, because I'm very self-aware.
Yes.
I know the things I need to do to fix a lot of the things in my like mental health or my physical health, but I don't do them because I don't know why. I really don't know why I don't do them, but I like, yeah, it's just there's this dichotomy between what I know needs to happen and what I do in my life, like just getting as simple as just getting more sleep. And I just
Yeah.
don't do it.
Go
I will
to
not
bed.
Do it. I don't know why. I don't know, but
It's
there it is.
bedtime. That's a very good one. What's yours?
For me, it's I lack attention to detail. So like that's like my biggest flaw, and so I surround myself hopefully with people that have lots of detail in their personality because I am so bad with it. That's mine. How about
That's
yours,
probably
Megan?
mine too, but I'm the same as yours.
Yeah, you have another one.
I think mine is that I get overworked. Like I think almost like 20 steps ahead, and I get overworked. I
yourself.
get ahead of myself sometimes. So, like for instance, my renovation. Like we are not even close to doing a renovation, but I'm already thinking about the renovation. I'm thinking about everything about it, the cost and everything, and I think I'm driving my husband crazy. So I'm like,
That's why he wants to go on roller coasters. He's like lying in bed with you, or riding the coaster. Matterhorn again? Matterhorn.
Okay, do you think your parents did a good job in raising you,
Oh,
growing you
who's
up?
first? Me.
Why and why not?
Yeah, you're first.
Oh no. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm first.
Do you think your parents did a good job? This is coming from 3 parents too, because
Okay.
we are parents now,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I'd give.
Do you
I'm
think
gonna
your
give
parents
grades to my mom and dad? Oh shit, this is bad. Mom, don't listen to this. Dad,
They're not.
can't.
They're not. They're not listening to this. They're not listening.
I think my dad, I would give him a C minus,
Okay. Yeah.
and I'd give my mom a B. That's what be. So I
Do you think this is a weird question, but do you think that all your siblings would say the same thing, or because you have specific needs?
Oh no, I think we would say different things.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like I think what I've realized in being a parent is there's like my 2 kids, they're completely opposite.
Yeah.
And
they
like
need
everyone has
opposite
different
things.
standards too. Like you know,
Mhm.
my sisters and brothers might be like A, like because they have different standards, and so
Mhm.
it just depends.
Also, they were treated better.
Potentially.
What about you?
No, it's your
Oh,
turn.
man. I don't know.
Skip over here.
Okay. They did the best they could.
Oh no! That's so political. That's so political. You can't do that. I just graded them. I just gave them a scale. Come
Oh
on.
my God. Do I think they did the best? No, wait. Do I think did they do a good job raising me while I was growing up? I mean, yes.
Oh come on. Okay, give some context. Give a rating.
Okay.
Give a.
Okay, so my
thumbs up.
mom
You can't just give thumbs up.
was
thumbs
very
down. It's 5
loving and
stars.
holistic and very she showed me what a woman could be, and she showed me that strength as a female. So I see that. I mean, that's just me. I think she did a good job. Was she loving and kissy and lovey? No. So I think, but that maybe what I didn't need, because I'm like overly loving to my parents' kids now. Like every morning my kid comes up to me.
Is that a you thing or is that a them thing?
I don't think I think that they just didn't know how to, I think it's a generational thing. I don't think they knew what love was. Is that really sad? Do you know what I mean?
There's
In that
there's
generation?
many songs about that.
I want to know what
I don't think they knew what it was. I don't think they
Do you
knew.
want them to show it?
And then my dad,
Because that's the next line.
my dad did a very, he was a workaholic.
Yeah.
And I actually really thank him for that, because I got my work ethic from him. So I'm really grateful for both of them. It's hard for me to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me yours.
You don't have to rate them. I won't put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I give them both B's.
Okay, nice.
They could be better. I'm just joking.
I'd say I'm not sure that I got a really, I'd say for my mom, she I don't know if she could have done anything better, like changing things, like looking back on like my childhood. So she'd probably get an A. My dad probably he was kind of stuck in his ways a little bit, and so he'd probably get a B minus. He grew up a kind of a rough childhood, like the only white kid in a basically entirely native school in Saskatchewan, and
Wow.
he spent his entire childhood
Being picked on,
being
bullied.
beat up, like badly, like really badly beat up. And so he grew up with some pretty negative views of Native people and you know, First Nations people. And so it's, you know, he didn't overtly pass that down to us, but we still, you know, it's
Heard
like you
it.
see it, you
You
hear
see
it, and
of course.
you know, so it's a little bit, you know, and then there was little, you know, things about like when I was growing up and like, you know, I get caught with like, my dad was so against like smoking weed, and that just like kind of like it became a very big bone of contention in our like household once they figured out that I was, you know, a big stoner. And I looked at it as like, you know, like I'm getting like I don't go to school high, I'm getting all of my work done, I'm getting great grades. What do you care that I smoke some weed? And
it was just
and
like too rigid.
Yeah, my dad was
Too
just
rigid,
like, no,
yeah.
you're going to turn into a heroin addict if you
Yeah.
keep
It's a
going along
gateway
this
drug.
path. And I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. And so there was definitely like, you know, I think he could have been a bit more open about stuff like
Did
that.
that make
growing
you
up.
want to do it more?
No, I just didn't care. It made
okay.
me want to care less about what he thought growing up. And
feel
so,
like something I learned from Morgan is that like if you make something taboo, then it's like
It's
they're
never
gonna go off the
good.
rails on it. Yeah.
It's so funny you say that because I'm thinking about my dad. He found an ounce in my bedroom.
an ounce.
Yes, I
Holy
know. I
fuck.
have an ounce in my bedroom, guys.
Nice
Okay,
work.
get over it. But basically, I had an ounce because my friend couldn't leave it at her house because her parents were super rigid. So she put it in my bathroom, and then she put it down. And then my dad found it, and my dad was like, "Morgan, you need to come down here right now." And I was like, "It's not mine. It actually, literally, wasn't
That
mine."
says every kid. That's not my ounce.
And I asked him recently, actually like 5 years ago, I was like, "What did you do with that ounce?" And he's like, "What do you think I did with that ounce?" And I was like, "You brought it to the salon and you smoked it." And he said, "I did." And I said, "I knew it." Because my dad, I remember I used to need money. So I used to go to his gym bag, and he's at the salon. He would go to the gym all the time, and he had this orange gym bag. And in the orange gym bag, there was always loonies and toonies for the lockers and everything. So I'd go in there and take the loonies and toonies. And one day I found an ounce of weed, and I thought to myself, that looks like my ounce of weed, but it isn't. It's ziplocked. And I was like, he smokes weed. and that was the thing. But anyways,
when he found
hilarious.
that, he was like,
Yeah, then that's
he did. But he also was like, payback, Morgan, because I took his Finlandia vodka one day and I filled it up with water and he had some and then he was like, "Morgan, this is not fun." Okay, so he always laughed at us. He just knew, the cool thing about my dad and my mom, they trusted us. They always trusted us. They always thought we were okay. And because of that, I think we felt like we had to be trusted. Like, if that made sense, we're like, okay, I guess you trust us, so we don't want to like disappoint you.
right.
That's what
So,
it was with my
yeah.
dad. Is I got the sense that when he was like, "You're gonna turn into a heroin addict," I was like, "You don't trust me," because I could feel from my mom. I was like, she trusts that I know what I'm doing and I know my limits and I'm doing well in
You're
life,
okay.
and she trusts that, but he doesn't. And so that's where I was like,
Yeah, like
Don't respect
he's
that.
still funny about that. Okay, should we finish this one? Should we do the last, or we got a couple more?
Yeah, we can. We'll
Couple
go
more?
until 2:30,
Okay.
right?
What event in your life has shaped you the most as a person, and how did it do so?
This is a Morgan starts.
This is you. No, I
No,
already
no,
did
I
mine.
already did. I was the first one. I graded my
that's true.
dad
Yeah,
and mom.
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything yet. Let me think.
A life event?
What in
That
your
shaped you.
Yeah, what event in your life has shaped you most as a person? Most as a person.
Reading Michael View.
I mean,
He's not wrong.
that's a tough one.
That
Give
is
me a
really
second.
tough.
If I actually have to think about this. I don't know.
Brayden, you want to jump in here?
Most as a person.
What event would have shaped me most as a person?
Morgan, do you have it?
No. Do you? You obviously do.
Yeah, I have it. Okay, I'll go
Okay,
first.
yeah, you go first.
And then we'll
Mike,
to
go.
Morgan. Okay, so yeah, obviously my dad dying shaped me
Yes.
the most. You know, it just changed the trajectory of my life, and I think my life would be completely different had he lived and survived cancer. So like that definitely shaped me the most.
Okay, that's a good one. Mine would be traveling across Thailand
Okay.
with a backpack with a Canadian flag on my back when I was like 20. And what
Yeah.
it did
What
for
did it
me,
mean to you?
it meant number one, I remember my mom dropping me off. She was like, I love you, have fun. And I was like, you're letting me go to this
Come back
country?
with both your kidneys.
Yeah. But what I realized is how grateful I became a very grateful person. And I think that really shaped me spiritually, and it also shaped me as a Canadian and making me realize how lucky I was to live in this country and as a female, because I think it made me realize that there's a lot of sexual abuse across in the world, and I was in a very privileged place, and I grew up with a very privileged life just being like a woman in Canada. So those are my things that shape me.
Yeah, okay. I'm not for me, I'm not sure which of these two things shape me more. One of them would be moving out of the small town. That's
huge.
Huge. Like living in a 5,000 person town and growing up there, and then basically we're not being exposed to culture until I was 18 years old. Like, very, very small, narrow piece of culture until then. And then just getting exposed to everything that is, well, first in Victoria and then in Vancouver.
Wow.
That was a huge thing for me. And then secondly, it sounds weird, but developing arthritis in my knees made me completely have to switch my whole mindset of how I make a living from like, I'm going to use my body and I'm going to be like, work construction and I'm doing this thing that's comfortable and easy, into like, I have to use my brain now. And it opened up the entire possibility of my earning potential. And so those two things, I would say,
Oh.
I don't know which one more, but they've both been pretty huge for me.
That's what happened to someone I know that developed MS. It was the same kind of thing. It was life changing. Just like adjusting their
Yeah.
because your body isn't telling you can do it anymore.
Yeah, and to some people that would seem like a complete left turn, a negative aspect of their life, but for me it completely opened up my entire possibility of what I could do with my life. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
Happy.
funny how it's not funny, but like how a lot of the negative things kind of turn out to be the best things that ever happened to you, right?
Yeah, well that's your ability to turn it around or to dwell on it, right? So
Okay, this is a positive one.
Okay.
What is your biggest dream in life?
Okay, you have to.
No, I already
first.
answered one.
I went first the last time.
No, Brayden, you answer it. I need a moment.
Biggest dream in life.
my biggest dream in life is I would say right now is to be able to
Biggest dream in life. Sorry.
yeah so right now for me it's to be able to to grow this, like, it sounds cheesy and like I only think about business, but to grow my business to the point where I can sell it, and like it's obviously not
Yes.
my main goal, but
Go,
like,
Brayden.
but like to be able to do that at least once and then start a new one again and do all the things that from the start that I should have done in the first one, like that sort of thing, to like be able to I guess grow something to the point where somebody else thinks it's worth something enough to purchase it. And yeah, I don't know, it's a weird goal, but
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
For me, 2 words. Pamela Anderson. The young one.
Love you. That was the best
The
ever.
Baywatch Pamela Anderson. Oh
Have you seen
my.
her new movie? There's a new movie with Pamela Anderson.
I
Whatever
can't
it is.
watch her now because I just think about Baywatch.
so Michael
That's
wants to be Pamela Anderson. Moving along.
Yeah, exactly.
My biggest dream in life is to build incredible legendary companies and to not to say ghost, but like really build them so that there's something for everyone and them giving a lot to, but at the same time to move to Hawaii.
There you go. That's awesome.
Like live in Hawaii with my husband and my kids, and like, and then travel the world with cool glasses like my husband and I have talked about, with the same matching shoes, and visit around and just really just enjoy our lives. You know,
It's gonna be like
That's my dream.
Yoko Ono.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know how those cool, like, there's always like cool older. It's funny. Some people are like, oh, those people are super fit. They're like 80 or like 7 years old.
Yeah.
For me, I'm more about how people put themselves together. I'm like, do you see how cool her long hair is? And she's got cool red glasses and a dope jacket. That's what I want to look like when I'm 70.
Well, if you move to Hawaii,
That's a good dream.
Yeah, if you
And
move to
also
Hawaii,
to see, obviously, another thing is also to follow my children around the world. Hopefully, they will see the world, but also like go. If they're gonna go to like New York, I want to live in New York with them. I want to be with them. I want to like be like the mom. I want to be that mom that's like next to them. Like, hey, do you want me to sort your clothes for you?
So just stalking your children.
But legendary companies
Yeah.
and making an impact
That-
on people's lives.
Those are awesome dreams.
yeah. for
What's
sure.
your dream?
I talked about it.
No.
She means for reals.
For
reals.
reals.
I know
Okay.
your dream.
My dream. I don't want to be.
I don't want to be cheesy, but I'm super cheesy.
I want to get
Gonna
real
be
with you
cheesy.
guys.
I feel like I'm like living my dream right now.
Yeah,
Like this.
I know.
Everything we're doing is exactly
What we wanted.
what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I get to spend the time with the people I want to spend the time with, and I get to like do the things I enjoy doing, and so I feel like it's like happening. It's so like when we talk about expectations versus reality, like this is just like I can't believe that life is as good as it is. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm sitting beside Priya, like she's so beautiful. Like I'm like, oh my god, like I can't believe. I was joking about Pamela Anderson. I'm into other things. so like, yeah, like, you know, I feel like it's like happening right now. And like, so I just kind of want to keep things going
You
the
want to
way they're going.
maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You
I
know?
don't want to like.
Do you want to maintain?
I think there's always better that could happen, and I'm on a quest to make them better.
Cool.
But I'm also at the same time very grateful that like, hey, like things have worked out incredibly well. How many brokerages fail? How many like real estate businesses fail? How many relationships fail? How many friendships fail? How many podcasts kind of come together and fall apart?
This
Like,
is so how
lots.
Mike is.
And so,
He
like-
thinks about the statistic of the whole thing.
yeah, like it's like
And I'm
I'm
like,
already
Mike,
like,
don't
okay,
think about
1%
that.
here. We won the 1%, and then we're 1% again, and then we're 1% again, and then we're 1% again, and we're 1% again. And
I
I'm
think
like,
the Canadian's fastest growing company is the best.
yeah,
That's
like,
cool.
Come on, like, how can you ask for more? It's like almost greedy.
Okay, last one, guys.
Okay,
last
one. Last.
When you are home
one.
alone and no
Bingo.
one is around, how do you spend your day?
Ah.
No one. So
Well,
let's just
okay.
say kids are gone.
Who started?
Wives-
who started the
wives and
last one?
husband, they're
So
gone.
it's Brayden's going first.
What would you do first thing in the morning?
Well, this I can tell you very easily because this recently happened to me last week. My wife and kids went to Pender Island, and I just had the house to myself.
What did you do?
I woke up late. I hung around in my boxers for a significant portion of the morning. I made a bacon sandwich because I had the time to make a bacon
Yes,
sandwich.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was work days, so I sauntered off to work and worked at my own pace. I mowed the lawn. I got off early. I
yeah.
mowed the lawn.
Oh my gosh.
I built a recycling box for my deck. Like I did some woodwork. Like all those things are things I love doing. And then I drank some whiskey at night. Like all of those things are my favorite things to do when nobody else is around. And yeah, there you go. There's my day, my perfect day. And I just
love
had it last
that.
week. I had
What's
3
your
of them.
what's your like what would you do if no one was there?
For
Just
the
no
whole
one.
day.
Whole
Okay, for
day.
The whole day. Yeah, I would eat all my favorite foods. So I'd eat like fried chicken.
Oh my
and
god, that's what I
Vietnamese
want right after this.
noodles, and like I would just eat all my favorite foods. I would drink my face off.
yeah.
And I love alcohol. So I drink to my heart's content, and I would, if I like obviously if I had a chance to hang out with people, I would. But if I was home alone, I would read. Then I would
Yeah, you'd
read and play Magic. So like. I'd alternate between the two. I'd play a game of Magic, and then I'd read for an hour, and then I'd play a game of Magic, then read for an hour.
Do you read and play Magic when you're drunk?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I read it this is like really Asian pride with a Z, but I read Simu Liu's he's Shang-Chi. He just wrote a biography. I read it I stayed up
good?
all night. Yeah, well,
Was it good?
It's not good, but it's
You just tell me. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna read it.
it's not good. But I bought it from Chapters and I read the whole book. Stayed up all night reading the book. I put Soph down. I just cracked open the book and I was I didn't have any wine or anything, but I just read it and I finished reading the book. It was 3 a.m. or 4
Yeah,
a.m. I'm
so
like,
he has such
well,
good attention to he can.
when I like
stick through
when I
it.
like something, I just can hash. I can just
Yeah.
crush it. Okay, Morgan, last.
Okay, last thing. If I was
thing.
home alone, I'd wake up. I'd go make myself a coffee. I just sit there in quiet
Oh, yeah?
because my
Quiet.
kids are crazy,
So loud.
and they always want me to pick them up. And I'd take a bath because I love a bath. I'd probably take a hot tub. Actually.
Mhm.
And then I'd probably go upstairs and organize my closet.
What?
Holy moly,
What the
Marie
hell
Kondo.
is wrong with you? You organize your closet on your one day
I
to
have
yourself?
no time.
Oh my God.
I have literally no time in the day.
Oh.
I
Okay,
just
listen.
lost a little bit of respect for you, Morgan.
Morgan's all,
okay.
eating
Let me
greasy
finish.
chicken and
Let me finish.
wiping her wiping it with a page of a book. She's
Okay, this is what I would do. I would not cook. I'd order DoorDash. I'd get Nook rigatoni pizza. Then I'd order Mellow donuts. And then I'd have coffee. And then I'd pour myself a nice glass of Bordeaux. And then I'd probably
Bordeaux.
write. I'm actually really into writing lately.
Yeah,
I've been
you've been-
writing a
yeah.
lot. And I'd be writing ideas and new things. And then I'd probably go online shopping for a good 6 hours and then buy nothing because that's what you do. And then I'd sit in my living room by the fireplace and I'd pass out.
Ooh, maybe make a fire.
Yeah.
That would be the good.
My sister and brother-in-law are putting in a wood fireplace
Oh,
in their
really?
freaking living room. It's
Carly and Brett,
awesome.
yeah.
Are you allowed? Oh, they're in a Soyuz.
Yeah.
They're
I
in a
was like, you
Soyuz.
can't do
In
that.
a Soyuz, you can build whatever you want.
Yeah.
Basically, you can build whatever you want. In Vancouver, it's oh my God, there's so much stuff.
Restriction.
Anyways,
Okay,
that is
guys.
it, guys.
That is it. Getting to know us better.
I hope
having a
you
beer.
like our weird
Hope you enjoyed this
Weird
podcast.
This is a great episode.
do
I
do
hope
do
so.
do do do. What are you reading right now, Mike? Tell me what you're reading.
I just finished that Simu Liu book, but you gave me the book.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I am reading
You gotta
From
read it
Strength
fast.
to Strength, Arthur Brooks.
What are you reading right now? What are you listening to?
What's it called? I think it's called Freezing Order. It's about a dude who. Have you guys heard of this guy, Bill Browder? He's basically Vladimir Putin wants him dead because he has taken so much money from all the oligarchs by just bringing in laws that take their money from them.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like a thriller book, but it's a true story about his life that he's basically written because he wants to have an account of what's happened in his life
Wow.
just for the day that Putin ends up
Getting him?
poisoning him. Yeah,
Oh my God, that
It's pretty
sounds
cool.
really
What are you
good.
reading,
Actually,
Morgan?
Sean would love that. I'm going to make a note
it's
of that.
so good.
I'm rereading The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle because
Mhm.
I love him. I mentioned that earlier. I love him.
Okay,
spiritually.
guys, on that note, I hope you've enjoyed listening to this podcast. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please rate it 5 out of 5 on the podcast platform you're listening to it on. And write us a little review. That would be nice. If
Please.
you've enjoyed, if you have a deep question you want to ask us, put it on a review.
Please,
How
a
about
deep
that?
question.
Yeah. And, if you are interested in learning more about Oakwyn and for us to ask you some deep questions in a meetup, go to oakwyn.com/join and type into the message box Evolve 2022 and you'll receive a free piece of mystery
Let's do
swag.
it, guys. We'll see
Okay,
you
guys,
soon.
Take care.
Thanks so
Bye.
much.